Hi, I'm Amy Willoughby, Assistant Head Teacher at Beck, and I lead on Empathy English and the wider curriculum. So I'm going to talk to you today about some of the things that we do to engage parents in our empathy work. As you may already know, our area that we serve is high levels of deprivation. We have 60% children, pupil premium, and we're predominantly white British. So on paper, we are quite a challenging school. We do have our challenges, and some of our parents can pose some challenges in terms of their levels of literacy and confidence in school. So this is something we've done a lot of work on over the years to ensure that our parents understand what their children are learning and see what their children are enjoying in school and enjoy it themselves. When we first introduced empathy to parents, we did it as a sort of drip effect rather than all at once. And this is the approach that we took with children and staff as well. And the reason that we did it this way was to not overwhelm parents and give them too much information all at once. So we began by doing some parent workshops where we had parents from mostly Key Stage 2 at the beginning coming in and identifying what empathy was with their children and looking at different book examples. And this was a really enjoyable time where we just had conversations with parents about empathy, what empathy actually was. And one of the things that we found when doing these workshops was that actually, like when we started it with children and staff, actually identifying what empathy means and the definition is easier said than done. And we did a lot of work on what empathy is versus sympathy, and examples of empathy in the real world. We also did a lot of workshops on vocabulary with our parents and emotion vocabulary and tied this in with our empathy work. Because our children do find speech and language and vocabulary quite a challenge, this is something we've done a lot of work on, not just in empathy, but in across the curriculum. And this has been a really nice way to get parents working on empathy. We have our empathy awards that parents really get involved in. They wear the smart clothes, the children wear the smart clothes, the parents are really good at sending the children in those. Lots of our children in their books in, and it's really wonderful to see that the children have been talking about the books at home with the parents and doing the empathy book spotting. We have displays around school, so in our entrance hall we've got an empathy bookshelf, we've got empathy books on, we've got the EmpathyLab information, say that we're a pioneer school, so our parents know that we were incredibly lucky to be part of the project from the beginning. We also spend a lot of our English time looking at book study. That's how we teach reading, and we do a lot of empathy quality text through that. Parents will come in and talk to us about that, and we talk to parents about these on things like Parents' Evening. In the organisers, we have book lists, and these are there for parents to access. On display in school, we have the top parent empathy tips, so parents can see how to ask those questions when they're reading with children, particularly again in Key Stage 2. In early years, when we just start empathy, very simply, we have parents getting involved in bedtime stories, where parents come in and read with hot chocolate on an evening after school. A lot of the texts that are used for bedtime stories have got high quality picture books and have those empathy themes. Even some of the lilac pictureless books that we use in early years have got empathy themes running through where possible, so that those conversations are happening even in early years, getting our children that really solid foundation. Some of the best things I would say for working with parents is little and often. We talk about empathy through our core values. Our core value, which is be a team player and empathise, we celebrate for a whole half term. Every week a child is chosen for showing those skills. Parents are invited to assembly. So it's not just a one-off event. All of our core values have links to empathy. Lots of our outcomes have links to empathy. When we finish a topic, we work towards something, whether it be a visit to the homeless centre to make soup, whether it be working on improving our local environment, whether it be singing to some elderly people in a care home. We have lots and lots of links going on, and parents are invited to participate in that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Miranda has my details. Thank you.